Hey everyone, welcome to another Raptor video. In this one we put together this bed extender that I got directly from Ford. It is a little complicated to put together. You do need a rivet gun. It's very similar to the Amp Research model, but it's designed to fit the Raptor, or I guess the F-150, perfectly. I'm really happy with it. So stay tuned if you'd like to see how it all goes together. This is what you get. You get these two rails. This is it's just like an Amp Research. These are already a little scratched up. They sure pack it. Not very good. Not very good at all. So this is the rack part. The slats that go in between this piece and this piece are underneath that piece of cardboard. Let me get it all out. I'll spread it out on the tailgate and we'll put it together. Shouldn't be all that big a deal. This is what's under the cardboard once you get everything off. Just these 3 bars wrapped in. You know, the ends wrapped so they don't scratch up. First thing you need to do is take out the tail light. You take out these 2 bolts and then pull the tail light out and backwards, I guess, is the best way to explain it. Once it releases, it's pretty easy to get out and you can just let it hang there by the cord, but it is a little bit of a bear to get out, as you can see here. This part is really obvious. I just show you a little glimpse of it right there. That hole is the hole you're going to use. There's another one down lower. Those are the holes where this plate mounts through. The bolts go in from the, the nuts go in on the inside. And it is a little tricky getting a ratchet in there, but you'll figure it out. Once you get that side done, just do the other side. And here you can see the hardware. So you got these stainless steel screws and rivets. The rivets hold the metal pipes together and the stainless steel screws hold the plastic uprights together. Exactly like the Amp Research design, I guess, except Ford must have needed rivets to make it better in some way, maybe some legal thing. I mean, I don't know why they put rivets on there and not just sent the screws right through like the Amp Research model does. But I will say the end result is one tight bed extender. It doesn't move around at all. It's very sturdy. So what I chose to do is just put the bed extender ends in the bracket and then go ahead and build it in place. The instructions don't really show you how to do this, and if you had another person helping you, it would be way easier. But I decided to go ahead and use the 2 end pieces mounted into the truck as a way to keep those upright and keep them sturdy. The other reason why I decided to go ahead and install it in the truck like this was you can get this thing cockeyed if you push the rails in too far or not far enough. So this way you can kind of wiggle it around before you send the rivets in and make sure that it is perfectly aligned with the tailgate, that they're all the same distance from, it's hard to explain, you'll see here in a minute, but there's a number of different alignment angles that you need to pay attention to get this thing put together so that it looks factory and professional. I will say these uprights are a little bit of a pain. They only go on in one way. There is an inside and an outside, and they seem like they click together somewhat, but then they fall apart when you're working on the other side. And you have to have them in position in order to get everything aligned. If I were doing this again, and what I recommend you do is get some clamps, position them without the screws, and then clamp them so they don't fall apart. If I had thought to do that, it would have been way easier because they fell apart 4 or 5 times as I was kind of wiggling them around. So now that I'm satisfied with the alignment, you take off the outside of the plastic bracket and then drill holes in order to put the rivets in. And the whole time, try not to get everything out of alignment. Good luck. As you can see here, you got to just constantly check that the bars are the same distance, they're flat, and that they are symmetrical. It's just, if you constantly check with every single rivet, you'll be fine. Because obviously once it's riveted, it's not moving, but just don't forget to constantly check every time you drill a hole or put in a rivet. You can see all the tweaking that you need to do to keep it aligned. Maybe there's a better way, but this is the way that worked for me. Then you position these uprights again, and they just screw together. I mean, this part is actually pretty simple once the rivets are in. They're offset so that they fit right up against the ends of the sidebars, so you cannot get them misaligned. As long as they're slid over, like you can see right there, they hit against the bars that the back bars slide into. And it's also a very dense plastic. So you can hear here I'm using a, impact driver, and just 2 or 3 clicks pass tight. No risk of stripping. Really, this was the easiest part. Also, these screws are Torx screws. I'm not sure what size. I think they're probably like a T30 or something, but this is just another indication that this thing is designed to be put together by the dealer. So be prepared to have a Torx driver in order to put these rails together. As you can see, I went ahead and put one side together completely before I went ahead and drilled and riveted the other side. That's just the way I did it, and it worked. But all we're really doing is repeating the exact same steps here on the other side. You will get aluminum shavings all over the place, so be sure to blow that out before you close your tailgate. Otherwise, they will all fall down in on your bumper there. It was very gratifying that this closed up, no problem, everything's aligned. You'll see here in a minute that it sits nicely in there. I haven't installed the cover yet, so if you want to see that video, I have a video of a backflip roll-up cover, and it fits perfectly under there. This is how it folds out, and you just tilt it up about 20 degrees probably, and it'll pull right out, maybe a little better than 20 degrees. And also you can flip it and push it in there. And what I use that for is when I haul my gas caddies around. I've got 2 gas caddies that I use to keep fuel in the boat, and it works out really nicely because the thing just sits against the wheel wells and the gas caddies fit in there really well. Here's how you stick it back in. You have to kind of fool with one side. It is slightly small, so now that I'm watching this video, I probably just need to stretch it a little bit so that it fits better first time. And you'll see here in a minute, I cut these straps off. I'll show you and talk about it in a minute, but this is what it looks like if you leave the straps on. I cut off the straps that they provide. I don't ever use those things. I've never had this thing flip out, and if I am on a bumpy road or something, I would bungee this right down to here. Just put a hook there and bring it right up. There's one on each side. And the reason for that, the reason why I cut them is because when you flip the thing back and forth, it is a total pain. You'll scratch up your truck having those things. I know why they put them on there, but I'd get rid of them. Another thing I noticed is because of the way they put these little trays and stuff, it sits okay, but it does barely catch the edge right there. And then to get it off, you just get it at the right angle and yank the sucker off. There we go. Something I was not aware of when I ordered this cover and bed extender combination is the backflip cover has these tabs that stick out. The tabs that I'm pushing right there is what locks the cover in place when it's covered. Well, there's plenty of clearance. If you're wondering if this combination would work, it works perfectly. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see this cover video, please check out the Raptor playlist. I appreciate your comments, and please smash that like button. It really helps the channel. See you next time.